Episode 4. In this episode, we are going to be going over Void Relics, primed weapons and frames, how to trade them, and then corrupted mods as well to make some platinum. Let's get straight into it. Remember in episode 2 when I mentioned briefly primed parts? Where do you get these mysterious primed parts? Through Void Relics. As you play Warframe, some missions will reward you with relics. You would have noticed by now the Void Relics section, to the left of your arsenal in the corner in your orbiter. This section will show you all the relics you have obtained. You will see all the tiers here at the top left. You get 4 main tiers in Warframe: Lith, Miso, Neo, and Axii relics. Requiem is for something else later, so don't stress about that now. When you click on the relics, you will always see 6 options, and here you will find the primed parts and former. Some relics don't have former, most relics do. Void relics are the main way of obtaining primed weapons and frames, or just the primed version of anything in Warframe, and you get former blueprints too. In Warframe, you have your normal weapons and warframes, and then you'll get the primed version of them. The primed version of Warframes have no major differences besides some small stat changes like extra health, shield, and energy. However, with weapons, they do have some stat differences as well, and some prime weapons are a lot better than the original version because of certain mechanics that the prime weapons may have over the original variant, although this is a select few. The way it works is as follows. A Warframe with its signature weapons or companions will get released. Then sometime down the line we will get the primed version of said frame and weapons, etc. When that happens, the prime access of that will be released, which is the paid version for getting these primed variants. This is DE's way of monetizing the game. When the prime access arrives with the frame, more relics will be released into the rotation, which will hold that frame's primed parts and weapon parts. You then collect those relics for the frame, and then you farm the parts for it, and then you build it. Then eventually a new prime access will come out for another frame that needs a primed version. Rinse and repeat, that is the cycle of relics in Warframe. When you get these relics, you need to crack them open, and you do this by doing Void Fissures. Head over to your navigation tab, and on the top right you will see the Fissures icon. As a beginner, you won't really see many because you won't have so many planets unlocked, and as you unlock more planets, you will have access to more Void Fissures, so get grinding on those junctions. The mission types I would suggest are Capture, Exterminate, Rescue, and Sabotage. These are the fast mission types. Then I would suggest Mobile Defense and Defense or Survival, although I would suggest just waiting for the faster missions in Star Chart because during Endurance is not that rewarding for your time unless you are wanting to relax and maybe just chill, farm some resources while cracking open some relics. The way we do Void Fissure missions is as follows. It's the exact same as the original mission type. You will still need to complete the objective, but periodically, corrupted enemies will spawn in with little lightning surges. These enemies will drop reactant. You will need 10 reactant to crack open the relic. If you don't get 10 reactant before you finish the mission, you won't be able to get a reward. So you always want to make sure that you get 10 reactants before you finish the objective. For whatever mission type you are doing, remember that before you finish the objective, you need to get 10 reactants so that you can get the reward from your relic. Once you finish the mission, this screen will pop up. You and your teammates' relic rewards will appear here. Out of the 6 items in each relic, you have a chance of obtaining 1 per relic open. Always run relics in public lobbies or in a group of 4 to give you the highest chances of getting something good. So if you run solo, you will only get 1 option for a reward, whereas if you ran 4, you can get 4 different options and potentially get something better. Remember, you can only choose 1 reward at a time. Back to the relic screen. You will see here each relic has a brown section, a silver section, and a gold section. This is the rarity of the items within the relic. So brown is common rewards, silver is uncommon, and gold is rare rewards. At the bottom, you will see these 4 icons. These are the tiers of relics. You get intact, exceptional, flawless, and radiant. As you hover over these rarities, you will notice how the chances of the rewards change. Radiant being the highest, meaning gold has a higher chance of dropping. You will use this mechanic when you're trying to target farm certain parts when it comes to relic farming. But you will also notice void traces. You obtain void traces through doing Void Fissures. As you do these missions, when you collect the 10th reactant, specifically the last one, you will obtain a number of void traces ranging between 6 to 30. And you also get extra void traces if players choose your reward at the end screen screen. You get 5 Void Traces per player choosing your reward. So you will use Void Traces to upgrade your relics, increasing your chances of getting the rare reward that relic holds. Don't go too crazy and just make every relic radiant, as you could save those for specific relics that you need, or relics that just have a better item that is more valuable in platinum. There are 3 main reasons to farm relics in Warframe. The first is you trying to farm a specific part so that you can craft that frame or weapon. The second is you farming certain parts that are high in platinum value to sell to other players so that you can gain platinum. And third is Former blueprints. I did explain how important Former is in episode 3. Now the question you're probably asking is, how do you know the price of each of these primed parts? Well, this leads me onto Warframe.market. When it comes to trading and finding out the prices of Warframe, a very large portion of Warframe's community uses a third-party website called Warframe.market. It is honestly one of the handiest tools to use in Warframe. Just a quick disclaimer here, this is not tied to DE in any way. This is a third-party website, completely independent. They are not involved in any way. I just want to make that very clear. It's basically an online market or auction house that allows you to list your items that you have for sale, or if you would like to buy items from another player. The website explains how to sign up, so you can just do that process yourself. It's pretty simple. And then for a quick crash course on Warframe.market. Once you have signed up and you are ready to go, you will see this home screen here. Let's just say you've done a few relic runs and you've gotten yourself a primed part. For this example here, I am going to use Wisp. Wisp Prime is the new primed frame that's been released recently. So for example, let's just say we got a Wisp Prime Neuroptics. As you see, as you type in the frame, which is Wisp, you'll see that you have all the options here for her blueprints, chassis, neuroptics, systems, and then even as a set, you can sell them as sets as well. It's really, really handy. So let's say we got a neuroptics. For example, we click on Neuroptics, it'll load the screen, and there we go. You will see everyone here that has listed that they have a Wisp Prime Neuroptics blueprint, and you'll see that it will cost between 10 to 15 platinum. It depends on the day or whatever the item is, but you can see that it's pretty simple. Now, if you want to maybe change to like chassis or something like that, you can click to the chassis over here, or these systems, or like I said, you can sell it as a set, and that's the whole price for everything. It's really, really handy. These are people that are selling everything in one go. Let's say you have a Neuroptics and you want to now sell it. All you got to do is click on the place order on the bottom right, and you will see there, place order, want to sell Wisp Prime Neuroptics, and you will type your price in. So let's say you will do 11 for one quantity, and you'll click post. Now it will place it there. You won't see my name pop up here, but that's because I've put myself as invisible. You can change the status on the website, which will stop people from messaging you in game. But if I had to put myself as online in game, you will see if I just refresh, and as you can see, my name will pop up there and your name will too. It's that simple. And then what's gonna happen is, let's say you want to buy it from someone, you just click buy. And there we go, right there, all done and dusted. You just press Control C, and you go into the game and you paste it into your chat, and then that person will message you and you will go to the dojo and do the trades, and it's that simple. This does work for console too, but I don't really know how it works because I'm unfortunately on PC, but just know that the principle is the same. And that is Warframe.market explained. You can also trade it through the in-game trading tab. You can choose either one. I'm not going to go too much into it because let's just say that there is a split between the economies in Warframe. My suggestion is just use Warframe.market. Everything is cheaper there. Trade chat tends to have a lot higher prices and kind of get scammy. I said it, come after me in the comments, or you trade chat people, I don't care. Now remember what I mentioned in episode 2. To trade, you message the person or they message you, then you head over to the dojo, go to the trading station, put the item in, get the plat, and then accept the trade. It's worth noting that you will be taxed credits when you trade in Warframe, depending on the item. That is the basics of trading fully explained. Now you know what to do. I've explained everything when it comes to trading. It's that simple. You can sell rare mods, prime parts, and many other things to players to make platinum, which you can use then to buy Warframe slots or weapon slots, Orokin catalysts, cosmetics, and so on. This is of course the free way of getting platinum in Warframe, and the grindy way. There is also the paid way, and I've explained that as well. There's many ways you can buy bundles, you could just buy platinum in general, and leaving a like in this video will really help me out, so thank you so much, my good tenor. I have explained Void Relics to you and primed variants. Now this leads me on to corrupted mods. Corrupted mods are rare mods that have a positive and a negative, but the positive is a big increase. For example, Blind Rage is a corrupted mod, which gives you 99% strength at max, but minus 55% efficiency, meaning your Warframe abilities cost more energy per cast. I know it may seem like a lot, but corrupted mods are important because you can use other mods to leverage the negatives. For example, let's say you use a max Blind Rage, and you don't want to have such low efficiency. We don't like that because of energy sustain. You can slap on Streamline, which will increase your efficiency by 30%, and you will now have 75% efficiency versus 45%, which is still slightly reduced of course, but now you have an extra 99% strength, which is a lot of strength. Corrupted mods are used all the way to the end game of Warframe. Nearly every single build will contain at least one corrupted mod in some way or another. So as a noob in Warframe, you will need to farm these corrupted mods. Where do you farm them? From Orokin Vaults. And you get these cool looking Orokin Vaults in the Deimos sector. The best mission to farm these vaults is Horrend, the very first node, which is super convenient. The previous episodes have pretty much led up to this moment. Corrupted mods are not only super important to have as a beginner, but they're also a very good way of making some easy platinum as a beginner. They sell super quickly and they are not so difficult to obtain. What I'm going to do here is just explain this method enough to you so you know what to do, and then I will make a separate video explaining this farming method from beginner all the way to veteran. Anyway, let's actually get into how to farm these vaults. First, before you even think of hopping into Horrend, you will need to open these vaults with keys, specifically dragon keys. These dragon keys can be found in your dojo under the Orokin lab. Here you will find the blueprints for these keys. Buy the blueprints, then head back to your orbiter and head over to your foundry. Here you will find the blueprints, and guess what? They cost Void Traces, which is why I explained Void Traces earlier for relic farming. In order for you to craft these keys, you just need to run a few relics and gather some Void Traces, craft all the keys, and then you can equip them in your gear wheel in your arsenal. It's important to note that you have to equip these keys. However, this is where it gets tricky. When you go into Horrend to hunt down and discover the vault, that vault has a chance to be one of the 4 keys, which means you don't know which key will be the right key in that specific mission. So you have 2 options. One, you can run all 4 keys, thus guaranteeing you opening up the vault every time, or you can run a public lobby where each person will equip one different key, but there is a catch. If you read the descriptions of each key, you will see that they give you a debuff. Bleeding gives you minus 75% health, Decaying gives you minus 75% shield, Extinguish gives you minus 75% damage, and Hobbled gives you minus 50% speed. You see where the problem is here, there are quite hefty debuffs. Remember in episode 2 I suggested farming Rhino. All the previous episodes lead up to this moment. If you choose option 1, which is you holding all 4 keys and hopping in solo, Rhino is your best friend here. Why, you may ask? Because Rhino's second ability is called Rhino Skin, which gives him an armor that absorbs damage, thus making you a lot tankier as you will have a lot of debuffs. So for Rhino, you can run this very simple build here. I did put a catalyst in Rhino, which is why I have more capacity, but all you need is an aura slot, an armor mod, because the amount of shield your Rhino gives is increased by armor and strength. Slap on vitality and redirection, and then if you can, streamline for efficiency. Flow is not needed, but it's good to have. This simple build here will carry you perfectly fine through these missions. The next issue is damage, because you have minus 75% damage. If you have done the Deadlock Protocol quest, then craft the Zorus for this farming method. It will carry you through the star chart super easy. If not, then do the quest and get the Zorus built as soon as possible. Or, in the meantime, just grab any melee or a weapon, go for flat damage mods, and then attack speed or fire rate and some crit chance, and you'll be good to go. You have your Rhino build, you have your weapons, and you've made sure that all 4 keys are equipped in your gear wheel. Please do not make that mistake. I've done it many times where I forgot to re-equip one and then I'd have to redo the whole mission. So make sure that all 4 keys are built and in your gear wheel in your arsenal. Now we can finally hop into Horrend. When you spawn in, it's a capture mission, so you need to capture the target. And then you need to look everywhere for the vault. But it's important that you check every room in your mission, as these vaults like to be hidden in corridors and behind rooms. So before you head straight to the target, cast your Iron Skin so you can survive more. Check the starting area and every room onwards until you reach the target. Grab the target and continue searching every room until you head to extraction. Remember to press M to open up your map so you can see the rooms you have searched and the areas that you have missed. You would have probably noticed by now your speed reduction from the hobble dragon key when you try to sprint. To avoid the speed reduction, you must always bullet jump and roll. In the in-depth guide, I will show you every room that has a chance to spawn the vault, but I don't want to drag this video out any longer, so just search every room until you get to extraction. Sometimes they are super hard to find, so if you spend any longer than 4 minutes to find one, just extract and rerun the mission. Once you find it, they are quite easy to spot. Go up to it, interact with it, grab the shiny orb in the middle, and bolt for extraction as fast as your little legs can carry you. When you extract, you will see the corrupted mod that you just grabbed. This is option 1, which is you going solo and holding all 4 keys. The more optimal way is having a public group of 4. Each person holds 1 key. To do this, you can head over to the recruitment chat and type looking for Orokin Vault Farm or Corrupted Vaults. People will message you here. You guys can decide which person takes which key. This method will be faster as you will have 4 people looking for the vault instead of 1, so it's quite good to do it this way. I showed the solo method here as some people don't feel like finding a squad every time. There are many corrupted mods. There are Warframe corrupted mods, primary, secondary, and melee. Remember, you need to farm at least one of every corrupted mod so that you can keep refarming them to sell the duplicates for platinum. Please do not dissolve your corrupted mods for ender or sell them for credit. It's also important to, in general, get into the habit of price checking your mods and your prime parts that you get. It's a very, very important tip. Get into the habit of just price checking as many items as you can, and then you will start to learn all the prices and you'll just know which ones are good. The best mods to sell for platinum are your Warframe mods. Blind Rage, Transient Fortitude, Fleeting Expertise, Narrow-Minded, and Overextended. Each of these mods are over 10 platinum on average. So grab a few of these and you can sell them and buy a few Warframe slots or weapon slots. In general, you can just price all the corrupted mods and see which ones are worth it, and you can just farm away. We have spoken about Void Relics and I've gone through how they work, prime parts, trading, void traces, corrupted mods, and how to farm them for yourself and to make platinum. This concludes trading in Warframe, as I've explained how trading works fully now. As a beginner, it is best to run relics and sell corrupted mods to make platinum in Warframe. Relic running is a platinum farming method that will be used all the way to the end game. To give you some more direction, your goal now is to head over to Neptune so you can unlock something called the Index, which we will talk about in the upcoming episodes and why it's so important. You need to complete the Deadlock Protocol quest so you can craft the Zorus, a very, very good early game weapon. And that concludes episode 4. Keep farming some relics or corrupted mods, sell a few of them to make some platinum, and buy yourself some Warframe slots or some weapon slots. Start increasing your arsenal and get some better mods and make better builds. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.